everyone, this is Saimon and welcome to the BookBuzz Booktube channel. They have been kind enough to invite me over to talk about some gay shit and I am always here for that. Today I'm going to be talking to you all about 10 of my top favorite queer characters in books. And I just want to say, this is just my opinion and these are in no way ranked. I actually had a hard time picking 10 queer characters out of all the queer books that I've read already. And so this is just 10 characters whom I just love and adore, and I wish if you have read them that you recognize them and you love them the same. And if you haven't, I hope you all pick up those books and read them because they are precious and you need to know about them. So let's begin! Let's start with a very familiar one first, which is Saimon from Saimon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda. Now, if you don't know already, I'm a huge Saimon fan. I love this book so much. It's just, Saimon was one of the first few characters where I just saw, someone's just happy and being a disaster. That sounds like me. Yeah, I love this guy. And yeah, that's why I love Saimon. I just love how family relationships and friendships are just very important to Saimon, and also his obsession with music. He's just a perfect character for me, and that's why I love him. So that's my favorite character. The next character that I love is Jack Rothman from Jack of Hearts and Other Parts by Lev Rosen. Now, Jack Rothman is here and unapologetically queer. He loves boys, he loves makeup, and he makes sure that every single person knows about that. He writes this online sex advice column that his entire school reads, and at some point he starts getting a stalker, and we kind of see that and like where that is going to go. This is kind of like a Love Simon meets Riverdale. That's how this book is marketed as, and it is true. It's good. Lev Rosen's books in general are such a refreshing voice in YA, queer YA books, especially because it's not the cutesy stuff we're usually used to. This is more fierce, this is more amazing, and you just have to read it. So that's why Jack Rothman is one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite LGBTQ characters. The next character that I love is Ajji Chelvaratnam from Funny Boy by Shyam Selvatharayan. Ajji is a Sri Lankan queer guy. Like, what? Right next to India and we did not even know about it? What? So yeah, this is such an important and underrated book where Ajji is just this innocent young queer kid who is discovering himself, Ajji likes to wear saris and play bride with his cousins, and hence the name Funny Boy, and he's just figuring it out. He's having a small little schoolboy romance, and we see the typical Desi family and how they, react to all of this. And suddenly we also get information about the Sri Lankan Tamil genocide, because this book is historical fiction and it focuses on the warfare that happens between the government and its Sri Lankan Tamil population. And yeah, so this is why this book is very important, because it focuses on multiple themes and they're all just so good and so well written, and you will just love this book. So read this. My next favorite character is someone you might probably know, and that is Eid Duryan from The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Now, I'm pretty sure you all have heard of the book already, or I'm sure most people have already read it. And we all know Eid Duryan. We stan Eid Duryan. She is a fierce queen. She literally protects. She is our favorite. Oh my god, I lost. What are words? Wow. She is just an amazing character who loves to protect her queen, Sabran, and it's just so good. This book, even though it's very big, is so fun to read, and I just love the sapphic romance in this book, and that is why you should read it if you haven't already. Now, character number 5 is Jimmy Kaga Ricky from I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. This book is so underrated, you all, and so is Jimmy Kaga Ricky, because Jimmy Kaga Ricky is part of a band called The Ark, and he is a trans guy. And I just love everything about him. He's a precious being. He loves, he's got anxiety, he loves his family, He's just this awkward little bean who just, is kind of popular now and is kind of figuring out what that means and how that's affecting all his mental health and his relationships in life and everything. And he's just so precious, so amazing. And this book is so amazing as well, and it's so underrated. People should read it. You should read it. So check this out. Check out Jimmy Kagariki and stand him like I stand this book. So yeah. So let's go to the 6th character. It is Alex Claremont Diaz from Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This dude, precious disaster by, like, relate so hard with this guy. Seriously. I'm sure you all know the story of this already. The son of the President of the United States falling in love with the Prince of freaking England and having this awesome romance with each other. Mind you, this is a new adult book, not a young adult book. So be wary of that. There's some steamy stuff in here and some cuteness and a lot of hilarious banter. And I just love this guy. I love my disaster bean. Can you tell I love disaster beans? I just love them. They're just so amazing and he's just so amazing. Look, I have the pretty book of this. Yeah, so the next favorite character that I love is Sebastian Hughes from Running with Lions by Julian Winters. I think Julian Winters is one of the most underrated queer writers ever, okay, because he's just so good. Like, his writing is so good. His writing is always about precious soft boys being soft with each other and queer with each other, and this is exactly that. Running with Lions is about a summer training camp where we just have bros being sappy bros with each other, and Sebastian Hughes has this whole childhood best friends to rivals to lovers trope kind of sprinkled in with his old best friend Emir Shah, and it's just precious soft voice. Honestly, this was one of the, I kind of heard about this book after I read Saimon, because Becky Albertalli, the author of Saimon, recommended it to everyone, and it's just so like, she loved it as funny, wise and ridiculously romantic. It hit me right in the heart, and that is exactly what this book is. Okay, so read this book, read Sebastian Hughes' story, and read Julian Winters' books because they're amazing. Okay, so the next character that I love is Nicholas Nilsson from Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. Now you know him already. He is our bi protector. What am I saying? He's our resident soft bisexual, and he's just so cute and so amazing. And one of the scenes that kind of stand up to me, like, is on the forefront of my mind, is the parts where he feels so protective of Charlie, our other main character, and Charlie is someone to be protected, and Nick already is this soft little boy, but he's so protective of Charlie that in volume 1, there's a scene where Nick stands up against this kind of homophobic guy who's like very microaggressive towards the queers around him, and he's just like, you know what, shut up, and he does that, and I stand, okay? I love Nick. I love Nicholas Nilsson, and you should too. So if you haven't read it already, read it. It's available for free officially on Tapas or Tumblr. So check this book out. It's such a cute book. So the next favorite character of mine is Oliver Marks from If We Were Villains by ML Rio. Now this book is kind of, how do I say it? It's kind of popular and it's not. This is kind of popular in the dark academia circle, which is a very interesting subgenre that is one of my favorite subgenres ever. But it is also queer, and a lot of people don't know about it. It is kind of a very obscure queer representation, but it's so good. Like, once you finish this book, you'll be like, oh my god, Oliver Marks. So yeah, this is just this guy. The character. This book is about a Shakespearean course, 7 students studying in a Shakespearean course, and there's murder and feelings. That's basically it. There's a lot of feelings going around, there's a lot of beautiful writing going around, and murder. Who doesn't like that? That sounds like a great combination of stuff to read about in a book, to be honest. So yeah, check this book out. And the final favorite queer character of mine is Rukhsana Ali from The Love and Lies of Rukhsana Ali by Sabina Khan. Rukhsana Ali is our Bengali fellow Desi queer girl who's in a relationship with this white girl called Ariel, I believe. It's been a long time since I read it, but it's such a cute contemporary book that also showcases how it is to be queer in an Indian Desi household. And it's just so good, but also gets very intense because it does have some very intense moments. You know how the worst case scenarios is when you're queer in a Desi family. So be careful when you're reading that. Make sure you research your trigger warnings and everything when you do. But it's such a good book, and it kind of shows how cousins are kind of close in an Indian family, in a Desi family, and I just love that. I love that part about the book. We see some grandmother-granddaughter closeness in the book and everything. It's just so good. This book is such a good book. And Sabina Khan is such a great author. She is coming up with a new book this month or this year, I think, which is also queer, I believe. So just read this book. Just read Sabina Khan's books. Just read Rukhsana Ali's story. It's amazing. So that's it. Those are my favorite top 10 queer characters from books, and I hope you've read them. If you have not, add all these books to your TBRs because they are also precious. I just love them, and you would too once you read them. Okay, and I want to thank BookBuzz for this opportunity to be in this video, to make this video. I had so much fun doing it, and I'll leave all my social media links below. So come say hi to me on Twitter, Insta, or my Booktube, or say hi in the comments and I'll reply to them, and it's been fun. Thank you very much for inviting me again, BookBuzz. Hope you like it. Please click the like, comment, share button, tag me if you're sharing, and I will see you next time, or in my channel, or whenever you come and see me. I don't know. Anyways, bye bye. Have a nice day, everyone, and happy Pride. I just wanted to add something very important, a very important note for you all. If you are an ally and you love to read queer books, make sure you read not just stories about queer men, also include stories about queer trans folks and queer women, because that kind of representation is important. And usually in the publishing industry, we mostly see books about queer men being publicized a lot, while we rarely touch upon stories about queer women or stories about queer trans folks. And even in my list today, we mostly saw queer men. And while I love those stories, I love all of these books dearly, I need to do better in reading more books, and you also need to do that. So just a reminder for that. So make sure to be inclusive of books when you're, creating your TBR piles for Pride Month. And also remember to not just read queer books during Pride Month, to read queer books throughout the year. That's general advice that applies for everything, obviously, but especially for queer books, because this is Pride Month now. So yeah, happy Pride, folks. Bye-bye. Okay, the second character that I love is, he likes to... oh my god, I'm gonna redo that. He's our white daddy, okay? I don't know if I can use daddy for him. I think he's a teenager, so I probably shouldn't be.